Hello, welcome to my vlog. I'm going to attempt to make this shorter. I have been thinking on a connection between self-righteousness and straw men. Straw men is a fallacy when one person fails to represent the other point of view accurately. And self-righteousness is when we are plenty happy with being right with ourselves. We don't demonstrate the concern of letting everyone else know where we or what we believe or why we have that point of view. So it's like, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, and leave it alone. And I think they're insanely connected. If you don't care what other people think, then you're obviously not going to represent their position very well. And this happens all the time. You see it in political things, you see it in religious things. I think the news is awful about it, and this is one of the reasons we have like the debate on which news is representing the truth, because so many straw men fallacies are out there. So in contrast to the straw men fallacies is scholasticism. I beg everyone to go back in history and find St. Thomas Aquinas, read some of the Summa. He gives a question. Maybe let's throw out the question, who should I vote for? And maybe he'll say, reply to objection 1, reply to objection 1, objection 2, objection 3. I answered that. On the contrary, reply to objection 1, reply to objection 2, reply to objection 3. Some of them go as far as like 10. And what he's doing is showing what the other side's view is, and many times he represents it better than they did, and then he answers why that view is incorrect or false or misprioritized. And if we could do that with politics and religion and encourage the communication, but we could also simply say something like, well, that person's volatile, or that person just likes the debate. Here's a good thing to think on. If you're saying that person just, you're probably wrong already. Because no person just wants to do something for one reason. There's at least 20 different reasons for almost everything that you ever do. You don't just eat to get energy. You also eat for pleasure. Some people eat out of boredom. You also eat for flavor. Or maybe even to communicate, or to commune, not commune. Well, even a communication. It's a way of saying I approve of you by eating people's foods and stuff. So to say that this person is just doing that for that is absurd. It's crazy. So please, I'm begging for a better representation on why people believe the things that they believe. Please don't dismiss beliefs so quickly. And of course, as a convert to the Catholic Church, I'm arguing for this primarily for Catholicism, but not just towards people who aren't Catholics, but to people who are Catholics, but who think the Church has gone crazy with some of her beliefs. And most of the time what I found is the people who think that those beliefs are off have no idea why the Church believes that. If you don't like what the Church teaches on something or believes on something, please go figure out why the Church teaches that, and then maybe you can have a better decision on why you don't think that that's true. Or maybe you'll come into fuller communion with the Church and recognize, that now I understand, and now I can do that with my full will. Or maybe you should do what you should do and go start your own church instead of trying to corrupt the Catholic Church. But my goal here is to attempt to show how self-righteousness and straw men go together. And if you create a lot of straw men, I bet you're a very lonely person. If you're constantly misrepresenting other people's points of view, I bet you're insanely lonely and unhappy. Because that's the opposite of communion. Being self-righteous is the opposite of being righteous, which means in right standing, which correlates with peace and communication with other people. So I guarantee that those things come together. I would be up for debate on it, and I would love to hear a better argument in contrary to it. But maybe I wanted to vent on this. Thank you for listening.